Let me tell you something important. Something you already know. Deep down, life isn't always easy. It never promised it would be. It promised nothing. And yet it delivers everything. Opportunity and challenge. Some days the sun is shining, the deals are closing, and the phone's ringing with good news. And other days, it feels like the world put a closed for business sign right in your face. That's life. It's not what happens that matters most. It's what you do about what happens. See, anybody can smile when the bank account is full and the health report is good. Anybody can sing when the crowd is cheering. But the real test of character is how you show up when the storm clouds roll in. The question today is not, will life get tough? The question is, when it does, will you still choose to be strong? Will you still choose to be positive? Because here's the truth, plain and simple. You can't always control the events, but you can always control your spirit. You can build an attitude so strong that even when the world shakes, you don't crumble. Today I want to give you the tools, not fantasy, but real practical tools to stay positive, to stay focused, and to stay powerful, even when life does its worst. If you're ready to stop being tossed around by every bad day, if you're ready to build an unshakable mindset, then listen carefully, because what you'll hear today could change everything. Let's get started. Understand that tough times are part of the deal. Let's get one thing straight, right from the beginning. Tough times are not a mistake. They're not a glitch in the system. They are part of the deal we signed up for when we showed up on this planet. See, somebody asked me once, Jim, why is life so hard sometimes? I said, well, that's easy, because if it wasn't hard, you and I wouldn't grow. We wouldn't stretch. We wouldn't dig deep enough to discover who we really are. Life is designed with difficulty built right in, and that's not bad news. That's good news, because inside every difficulty is an opportunity, a seed, a lesson, a gift. But you only get the gift if you stay in the game. Now listen carefully. The soil says, give me your seed, your sweat, your patience, and I'll give you a harvest. Not instantly, not tomorrow morning, but eventually, if you stay faithful to the process. Life says the same thing. I'll give you the rewards, but I need you to work the days that feel heavy, not just the days that feel easy. Tough times are not the enemy. Tough times are the training ground. They sharpen you. They prepare you. They introduce you to strengths you didn't know you had. Without winter, there's no spring. Without pressure, there's no diamond. Now you and I have a choice. We can curse the winters, or we can learn how to dress warm and keep moving. We can resent the difficulties, or we can let them build something inside us that success alone could never teach. The question is not, will it get tough? The answer to that is already written in bold letters. Yes. The real question is, will I become tougher than the times I face? Let me give you a simple way to think about it. Don't wish it were easier. Wish you were better. Don't pray for fewer problems. Pray for more skills. Don't hope for no storms. Hope for stronger wings. And the miracle is this. As you grow stronger, the problems that once intimidated you, they start to look small. They start to look manageable. They start to look like stepping stones instead of obstacles. That's the deal, my friend. That's the agreement you and I have with life. It's not designed for your comfort. It's designed for your growth. So the next time life pushes you, push back harder. The next time you feel stretched, stretch farther. The next time the winds blow, use them to lift your wings. Remember, you don't build a great life by walking an easy path. You build a great life by walking the path, no matter how rough, with courage, wisdom, and a positive spirit. So today, settle it once and for all. Tough times are part of the deal, and you are tougher than you think. Let's move on. Protect the garden of your mind. Now, after you understand that tough times are part of the deal, here's your next assignment. You must protect the garden of your mind. Because let me tell you something. Your mind is a garden. It's not a desert. It's not a machine. It's a living, breathing garden. And just like any garden, if you don't take care of it, something will grow. And most of the time, it won't be good. See, if you plant good seeds, ideas, disciplines, encouragement, you get a good harvest. But if you're careless, if you're lazy, then the weeds show up. And let me warn you, weeds don't need watering. Weeds don't need encouragement. They just show up automatically. Negativity, doubt, fear, pessimism. You don't have to ask for them. They come free of charge, right on schedule. If you don't protect your mind, the question is, are you the gardener, or are you the victim of the weeds? It starts with what you allow into your thinking. Input equals output. What you listen to, what you watch, what you read, who you associate with. All these things are seeds, and whether you know it or not, they are growing something inside you every day. Now you and I have a decision to make. Will we choose what gets planted, Or will we let anything and everything take root? Some people spend hours planting negative seeds without realizing it. They watch the news until midnight, filling their mind with tragedy and disaster. They gossip with complainers, listening to stories of failure and resentment. They let pessimists rent space in their head for free, and then they wonder why their hope is wilting, why their courage feels dry, why their dreams seem buried under doubt. It's simple. The weeds have taken over. But the good news is, you can take back control. You can pull the weeds and replant the seeds. You can become the master gardener of your mind. How? You start by being intentional about what you feed your thoughts. You feed your mind books that inspire you, not discourage you. You feed your mind voices that lift you, not drag you down. You feed your mind ideas that challenge you to grow, not excuses to stay small. And you starve the weeds. You limit the noise. You walk away from gossip. You turn off the negativity. You say to yourself, not in my garden, because if you don't stand guard at the door of your mind, somebody else, or something else, will walk right in. Let me give you a rule to remember. Stand guard at the door of your mind, just like a security guard stands at the door of a bank. The valuables are inside. And trust me, your mind, your ideas, your hope, your dreams, they're the most valuable thing you have. Treat them that way. So each morning ask yourself, what am I allowing into my garden today? Is this thought a flower, or is it a weed? Is this voice building me or breaking me? Tough times will come. Yes. But if your mind is strong, if your spirit is clean, if your hope is alive, then you'll weather the storm better than most. Protect your mind like a treasure, because it is. It's the richest soil you'll ever work with, and your future harvest depends on how you tend it today. Let's keep going. Build a strong personal philosophy. Now let's talk about something that will change everything for you. Your personal philosophy. You see, life is built on principles. Business is built on principles. Relationships, finances, success, it all runs on a certain set of laws. And the question is simple. Are you operating with a strong philosophy or a shaky one? Now, what is a philosophy really? It's simply what you believe about how life works. It's the set of ideas you use to make decisions. It's the filter you run every opportunity, every challenge, every setback through. Your philosophy is your foundation. And here's the truth. If the foundation is weak, the building doesn't stand long. If the philosophy is weak, neither does your success. Most people, unfortunately, never take the time to build one. They inherit bits and pieces from their parents, from their friends, from the news, from gossip. They're living by default, not by design. And then when life gets tough, when the winds blow, when the storms come, they wonder why everything collapses. It's because they never built the foundation first. They never built a strong personal philosophy. But that's not going to be you. You're going to build something better. You're going to design a philosophy that holds you up when life tries to knock you down. A philosophy that says, I am responsible. I can learn. I can grow. I can change. Failure is feedback, not final. Discipline weighs ounces. Regret weighs tons. Opportunities are everywhere. If I train my eyes to see them, today matters. Small actions repeated daily create massive results. Now here's the key. You don't build a strong philosophy overnight. It's not something you buy at the store. You build it the same way you build anything valuable. Brick by brick, day by day, idea by idea. You read good books. You listen to wise mentors. You reflect on your experiences. And you upgrade your philosophy every time you find a better way of thinking. You take what's useful. You discard what's not. You refine. You sharpen. You polish your beliefs until they are strong enough to carry you through anything. Now let me tell you, once you build a strong philosophy, the game changes. You stop getting tossed around by every bad break, every bad mood, every bad headline. You have an inner compass. You have a foundation that doesn't shake. When setbacks come, you say, I expected this. I'm ready for this. When opportunities come, you say, I've been preparing for this. Let's go. That's the power of a strong philosophy. So here's a little assignment for you. Today, sit down with a pen and paper and answer this question. What do I believe about success, about failure, about life itself? Write it down. And if you don't like the answers you see, good. That means you're ready to upgrade. You can rewrite your philosophy anytime you choose. Build it wisely. Because everything else, your attitude, your results, your future, will stand or fall based on the foundation you set. Let's keep moving forward. Master your self-talk. Now here's a secret about success that many never learn. The most important conversation you'll have today is the one you have with yourself. It's not the conversation with your boss. It's not the conversation with your family. It's the conversation you have in the quiet, when no one else is listening. That little voice in your head, your self-talk. And here's the big idea. You are always talking to yourself. The only question is, what are you saying? Most people let their self-talk run wild. They say things like, I can't do it. I always mess things up. I'm not good enough. And they wonder why their life feels stuck. But understand, your mind believes what you tell it most. Tell it you're a failure, and soon enough, you'll start behaving like one. Tell it you're capable, you're growing, you're getting better every day, and your actions will rise to meet those words. You see, self-talk is a tool. You can use it to build yourself up, or you can use it to tear yourself down. The tool doesn't decide, you do. Now let me give you a simple rule that changed my life. Never say anything to yourself you don't want to become true. If you wouldn't say it to a child you love, don't say it to yourself. Talk to yourself like you're someone worth coaching, someone worth encouraging, someone worth believing in, because you are. Here's the thing. Positive self-talk isn't about lying to yourself. It's not about pretending problems don't exist. It's about reminding yourself that you're bigger than the problem. It's about saying, I may not have the answer yet, but I'm smart enough to find it. I may be struggling today, but I'm strong enough to overcome it. I may have failed, but I'm not finished. You become your own best coach instead of your worst critic. Now the mind is tricky. It remembers pain easily. It remembers failure quickly. You have to work harder to plant confidence. You have to work daily to cultivate belief. That's why self-talk isn't a one-time pep talk. It's a daily discipline. You build it like you build a muscle. Repetition, consistency, intention. So here's your assignment. Starting today, catch yourself. Catch those moments when the voice in your head turns negative. And answer back. If it says, you're not good enough, answer with, I'm learning, I'm growing, I'm making progress. If it says, you'll never succeed, answer with, watch me. Talk to yourself like it matters, because it does. Your future depends on the words you repeat to yourself today. Your strength depends on it. Your dreams depend on it. Master your self-talk, and you'll master your future. Let's move on. Focus on what you can control. One of the greatest lessons you can learn in life is this. You can't control everything, but you can always control something, and that's enough to change everything. See, too many people waste their energy, their best energy, worrying about things they have no say over. The economy, the weather, what other people think, what other people say, what other people do. Now listen carefully. Worrying about things outside your control is like trying to sail a ship without touching the wheel. You drift, you stress, you get nowhere. But when you focus on what's in your control, your attitude, your effort, your decisions, your character, then suddenly you become powerful. You stop being a victim of circumstance, and you start becoming a creator of your own future. Here's a simple truth. Life gets lighter the moment you stop carrying what isn't yours to carry. You can't control the traffic, but you can control your patience. You can't control the storm, but you can control how well you prepare. You can't control whether the market goes up or down, but you can control your skills, your service, your value. Focus on what's inside your hands, not what's outside your reach. Now you might say, but Jim, what about real problems? What about things that affect me? And I understand, but the solution is the same. Do what you can where you are with what you have. If you can influence something, take action. If you can't influence it, release it. Control what you feed your mind. Control the words that come out of your mouth. Control the habits you build each day. Control how you treat other people. Control how you show up when it's hard. Because here's what I promise you. If you master what's inside your control, the things outside your control lose their power over you. The world can be chaotic, but you can be calm. The economy can be unstable, but you can be steady. The people around you can be negative, but you can be positive. You can be a thermostat, not a thermometer. Thermometers just reflect the temperature. Thermostats set it. Be the one who sets the temperature of your own life. Here's your assignment today. Take out a sheet of paper. Draw a line down the middle. On the left, write what I can't control. On the right, write what I can control. And starting today, every time your mind drifts to the left side, gently, firmly, bring it back to the right side. Train yourself to spend your energy only where it counts. Because energy is precious. Focus is priceless. And your future depends on where you aim both. Focus on what you can control, and watch your life transform. Let's continue. Choose your associations wisely. Now here's a law of life you can take to the bank. You will become like the people you spend the most time with. If you spend your days with negative people, bitter people, angry people, you will find their attitudes starting to rub off on you. Their doubt will leak into your dreams. Their bitterness will cloud your optimism. Their fear will weigh down your ambition. Association is powerful, more powerful than most people realize. When I first heard that, it shook me awake. I realized if I wanted to change my life, I had to start by changing my circle. Now don't misunderstand. This isn't about judging people harshly. It's about protecting your future. It's about guarding your potential. It's about being wise, not careless. See, some people are lifters. They lift your spirits. They lift your thinking. They lift your standard. You leave their presence better than when you arrived. Others, unfortunately, are leaners. They lean on your energy. They lean on your optimism. They lean on your kindness until you've got nothing left. And some, they're worse than leaners. They're drainers. They don't just lean, they pull you down with their excuses, their complaints, their small thinking. Now your future is too valuable to leave it in the hands of drainers. So here's what you must do. Evaluate your associations. Ask yourself, who's bringing out the best in me? Who's pushing me to think bigger, live better, work harder? And on the flip side, who's pulling me down, making me smaller, feeding my doubts? Once you know, you have three choices. Disassociate, limit, or expand. Disassociate meaning, there are some people you need to lovingly release from your life. No bitterness, no anger, just wisdom. You can bless them and move on. Limit, meaning, there are people you may not be able to fully cut off, but you can limit the time and influence they have over you. You can control the proximity. Expand, meaning, you actively seek out associations that lift you. People who are doing better than you are. People who are wiser, stronger, kinder, sharper. Get around them. Learn from them. Let their fire light yours. Because here's the truth. Growth is contagious. So is decay. If you walk with wise men, you become wise. If you walk with complainers, you become cynical. If you walk with courageous people, you become bold. If you walk with fearful people, you become hesitant. Choose wisely. Your future demands it. So here's a little action step. Take an honest inventory of your top 5 associations. Write them down. Then ask, are these people helping me grow or holding me back? And make the necessary changes. It might be uncomfortable, but it's necessary because your associations are either watering your dreams or they're drying them out. Choose your associations wisely, and you choose a stronger, brighter future. Let's keep moving forward. Strengthen your daily disciplines. Now listen carefully. Success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines practiced every day. Failure? It's just a few small errors in judgment, repeated every day. The gap between success and failure isn't a mile wide. It's a few simple decisions made over and over again. Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. Now here's the catch. Discipline isn't exciting at first. It's not glamorous. It doesn't always feel good, but it works. And it's always working. Whether you feel it or not, you see when the days get tough, when life feels heavy, when the storms come, your discipline becomes your anchor. It's not motivation that saves you. Motivation fades. Discipline stays. When you're tired, discipline shows up. When you're discouraged, discipline shows up. When you're uncertain, discipline shows up. Discipline makes you do what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it. Now let me give you a secret. You don't have to be extreme, but you do have to be consistent. You don't have to run a marathon today, but you need to lace up your shoes and go for a walk. You don't have to write a whole book today, but you need to write 1 page. You don't have to master your craft in a week, but you need to practice today. Small disciplines, multiplied over time, create massive results. And here's the beautiful thing. Discipline gets easier. It's like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. At first it feels heavy. It feels awkward. It feels uncomfortable. But if you keep showing up, what once was hard becomes easy, and what once seemed impossible becomes inevitable. Let me ask you, what are your daily disciplines right now? Are they leading you toward the life you want, or are they quietly drifting you further away? Every day, in every way, you're either building your future, or you're selling it off. One undisciplined moment at a time. The price of discipline is always less than the price of regret. Now here's your assignment. Choose 3 simple disciplines that you'll commit to, no matter what. They don't have to be dramatic. They just have to be daily. Maybe it's 10 minutes of reading. Maybe it's 30 minutes of exercise. Maybe it's writing down your goals every morning. Maybe it's speaking a word of encouragement to someone every day. Pick your 3. Start today. Stay consistent. Because when life gets tough, and it will, it's your disciplines that will carry you forward. Strengthen your daily disciplines, and you'll strengthen your entire life. Let's keep going. Turn pain into purpose. Now here's a truth you need to hear. Pain is inevitable, but suffering is optional. Every one of us, if we live long enough, is going to walk through seasons of pain. The question is not, will it happen? The question is, what will I do with it when it comes? See, you have 2 choices. You can let pain define you, or you can let pain refine you. You can let it shrink you, or you can let it strengthen you. You can let it harden your heart, or you can let it sharpen your vision. Pain by itself doesn't make you stronger. It's how you respond to it that determines what it becomes. Now I'll be honest, pain often feels unfair. It often feels senseless, and in the moment, it's tempting to get bitter, to get resentful, to give up. But here's the key. If you can find purpose inside your pain, you can turn your wounds into wisdom. You can turn your heartbreak into a breakthrough. You can turn your story of struggle into someone else's story of hope. That's the highest use of pain. To make you better, not bitter. Now how do you do that? First, you must accept it. Don't deny it. Don't bury it. Pain ignored doesn't heal. It festers. Face it with courage. Say, yes, this hurts, but it won't break me. Second, you must ask better questions. Not why me, but what now? Not why did this happen, but how can I use this to grow, to teach, to serve? Third, you must put it to work. Channel the energy. Use the lessons. Turn your scars into service. Maybe your pain teaches you compassion. Maybe your struggle makes you a better leader. Maybe your disappointment gives you deeper wisdom. Pain, when harvested properly, can build greatness inside of you. Don't let it be wasted. The people who build extraordinary lives, they are not the ones who had no pain. They are the ones who decided that their pain would not have the final word. They are the ones who said, if I have to hurt, I will also learn. If I have to lose something, I will also gain strength I never knew I had. They turn their pain into purpose, and you can too. So here's your assignment. Take some time today to think about a past pain, maybe something that still stings when you remember it. Ask yourself, how has this made me wiser? How has this made me stronger? How can I use what I learned to help someone else? Because when you turn pain into purpose, you don't just survive the tough seasons, you transform because of them. And the person you become through that process is stronger, wiser, and more powerful than you ever imagined. Let's move forward. Feed your spirit, not just your mind. Now here's something important. You are not just a mind. You are not just a body. You are a spirit. And if you forget to feed your spirit, no amount of information or achievement will ever make you feel complete. See, the world we live in today is busy feeding the mind. Podcasts, books, classes, strategies, hacks, skills, and that's good. You should grow your mind. But what about your spirit? Because if you feed your mind and starve your spirit, you'll still feel empty at the top of the mountain. Your spirit needs nourishment, just as much, maybe even more than your mind. Now what feeds the spirit? Things like gratitude, things like reflection, things like silence, moments of beauty, acts of kindness, faith, hope, charity. It's in these moments you recharge the deeper part of yourself, the part that doesn't run on logic alone, but on meaning, on hope, on connection. You're not just built for achievement, you're built for purpose, for meaning. And when life gets tough, and it will, a strong spirit will sustain you better than a strong mind alone. Because when the facts all look bad, when the odds seem against you, when the rational mind says, give up, it's your spirit that whispers, hold on, stand strong, keep believing. Now how do you feed your spirit? You slow down long enough to listen. You give thanks for what you already have. You find moments of quiet, not to escape life, but to anchor yourself in it. You seek wisdom, not just knowledge. You choose love over fear, hope over despair. Even 5 minutes a day spent feeding your spirit can make a difference. 5 minutes of gratitude, 5 minutes of prayer, 5 minutes of reflection, 5 minutes of reading something that lifts your heart, not just your head. Success without spirit feels hollow. Wealth without wisdom feels empty. Achievement without meaning feels like dust in the wind. But when you feed your spirit, you build a life that's not just successful. You build a life that's strong, grounded, rich with joy, rich with purpose. Here's your assignment. Every day, set aside just a few minutes to nourish your spirit. Protect it the way you protect your time, your money, your goals, because without a strong spirit, none of the other victories will feel like victories at all. Feed your spirit, and you'll walk through life not just achieving, but truly living. Let's move forward. Keep one eye on the horizon. Now listen closely. If you want to survive the tough days and thrive in the good ones, you must learn to keep one eye on the horizon. See, most people live stuck in the moment. They get caught in today's problems, today's disappointments, today's frustrations. And when you live that way, the present moment can feel overwhelming. It can feel permanent, but it's not. Today is a chapter, not the whole book. Today is a step, not the whole journey. Today is a wave, not the whole ocean. You've got to keep your perspective bigger than your problems. You've got to keep your dreams bigger than your disappointments. One eye on the work of today, and one eye on the promise of tomorrow. That's how you endure hardship without losing heart. That's how you keep showing up, even when it's hard. That's how you stay positive, even when life tries to break you. Now, I'm not saying you ignore reality. You deal with reality. You handle today's problems with skill and courage, but you don't let today blind you to what's coming. If you stay faithful, it's like the farmer. He plants in the spring, he waters in the summer, and he harvests in the fall. If he judges the entire year by the dry, dusty days of August, he might think it's all a waste, but he knows the harvest is still coming. You need that same mindset. You plant, you water, you endure, and you keep one eye on the horizon, because your hard work will pay off. Your disciplines will bear fruit. Your struggles today will build your strength for tomorrow. Pain is temporary. Growth is permanent. Tough days are temporary. Character is permanent. Delay is temporary. Destiny is permanent. But you've got to believe it. And you've got to keep your vision bigger than your valley. Now here's the danger. If you lose sight of the horizon, you lose hope. And when you lose hope, you lose energy. You lose enthusiasm. You lose momentum. You start drifting. Don't drift. Anchor yourself to a vision. Tie yourself to a purpose bigger than today's problems. See yourself stronger. See yourself wiser. See yourself building a life you can be proud of. Here's your assignment. Take time today to write down the vision you're aiming for. Not where you are going. Not how things look now, how you want them to look when you finish. Post it where you can see it. Remind yourself daily. This is why I work. This is why I endure. This is why I stay positive. Because with one eye on your tasks and one eye on your dreams, you can walk through the storms without losing your way. Keep one eye on the horizon, and you'll find your way to brighter days. Let's bring it all together. You can weather the storm and build a new world after it. So here we are, after everything we've talked about. It comes down to this: life will hand you storms. Life will hand you seasons of difficulty, seasons of challenge, seasons of pain. But listen carefully. You are not powerless. You are not at the mercy of the storm. You have strength inside you that you haven't even fully discovered yet. You have wisdom waiting to be awakened. You have resilience that can be built one decision at a time. You can weather the storm, and you can build a new world after it. The storms don't come to destroy you. They come to define you. They come to test what you're made of. And when you choose courage over fear, growth over bitterness, discipline over drift, you emerge on the other side, stronger, wiser, better than before. Every chapter you've heard today is a tool to help you not just survive life's tough seasons, but to thrive because of them. You understand now that tough times are part of the deal. You know you must guard the garden of your mind. You've learned to build a strong personal philosophy. You've mastered the art of self-talk. You've learned to focus on what you can control. You've chosen to surround yourself with lifters, not leaners. You've strengthened your daily disciplines. You've committed to turning pain into purpose. You've fed your spirit as well as your mind. And you've kept one eye on the horizon, refusing to let today's trouble steal tomorrow's dreams. And now it's your turn. It's your turn to walk out these principles. Your turn to show yourself and the world what's possible. Your turn to become the kind of person others point to and say, if they can do it, maybe I can too. See, the storm will not have the final word. You will. The hardship will not be your story. Your strength will be. The pain will not be your identity. Your perseverance will be. You're not just enduring life, you're shaping it. You're building it. You're creating it. Day by day, choice by choice, storm by storm. And I promise you, when you look back one day, you won't just be proud of what you achieved. You'll be proud of who you became. So stand tall, walk forward, smile into the storm if you have to. Because you were made for more than survival. You were made for strength, for wisdom, for victory. You can weather the storm, and you can build a new world after it. The best is still ahead. Now let's go to work.